Well, good morning. Let's try doing some mental math. And so I recognize that it would be difficult for you to understand what's going on in my head unless I talk you through it. So it's not going to be as fast, but I'm going to talk you through how I would debitize or break apart these numbers before multiplying in order to make it a little easier in your head. Right? Why do we need to do things in our head? When you can do some simple things in your head, when you get to more difficult math, you recognize some relationships because you've practiced doing those in your head, and it helps you to see that later on. Trust me, it will help. I know it seems silly now because you have a calculator, but it does help later. So in this set, 6 times 15, I would break apart the 15 as 3 times 5. And I'm sure you agree that 3 times 5 is 15, right? Ooh, sorry, my focus gets a little wonky. Okay, 3 times 5. Now I would do 6 times 5. 6 times 5 is 30. And 30 times 3 is 90. Okay? Let's do that some more. I don't like that pen, but I like this pen. All right, 12 times 15. There's a couple ways I would go about it. Actually, there's a lot of ways you could go about it. But I'm going to assume that I know. No, let's do it this way. This would be 3 times 5. And then, if you know your 12s, leave your 12 alone. If you're not sure about your 12s, maybe say this is 3 times 4. Okay, 4 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20. And 3 times 3 is 9. Right? And then 20 times 9, well, 2 times 9 is 18. So 20 times 9 is 180. Okay? Are you kind of getting the hang of it? Oh, I don't know, Miss D. Let's do some more. Oh, good, because you'll see I have more examples here. All right. Oh, boy. 6. Oh, this. How about if I said this is 9 times 5? Okay? And if I said this is 2 times 3? And that times is still there. Okay. I know 2 times 5 is 10. And then 9 times 3 is 27. And when I times by 10, you put a 0 on the end. Boom. Okay, now this one, I'm not sure how they want us to do this one because this is a prime number. So, and I'm guessing none of you are any better than I am at multiplying things by 13. But I can multiply things by 10 and by 3. What if I said this was 10 plus 3? And I multiplied that by 45. Well, 10 times 45 is 450, right? And 3 times 45, this is a distributive property from algebra, hope you remember. And 3 times 45, oh boy, 3 times 45, 135. I guessed at that. Did I do good? 45 times 3, 15, 12, 13. Oh, good. Okay. Then we could just add those up, and I feel like we can add those up pretty good in our head. 585, right? So my lesson for you here is break apart numbers you know into numbers you might be quicker with. This one, a little more difficult, right? That one's a little more difficult. But these other ones, if you didn't know your 45s, like I don't, break apart the 45 and the 6 into numbers you know, multiply those in different orders that are faster in your head to get where you're going. Okay? All right, let's look at this. So you have access to this. This is the, let's see, the lesson part, right? The lesson part of your online lesson. So you can manipulate this if you like. So it says in the left cylinder, mix 5 milliliters of blue and 15 milliliters of yellow. 5, 1, 2, 3. And then we'll notice our shade of green, right? And then that's a single batch of green. Oh, I'm going to keep that on because look, it tallies it up. Suppose you have one batch of green but want to make more. Which of the following would produce the same shade of green? Okay. You're unsure. Oh, we already did that. Add 20 milliliters of blue. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 20 milliliters of blue and 20 milliliters of yellow. Well, clearly it's very blue right now, and that doesn't match. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Can you see these are not same? This one is a little bit lighter than this one. It might be hard to tell on the camera. Okay, we'll reset this side. B, double the amount of blue and the amount of yellow. Okay, so blue is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. And yellow is 15. 15 times 2 is 30. They look pretty same. Okay. So we would play around with that. How would we do that on paper if we didn't always have that cool thing with us? It's really a lot easier than you think. Okay. We'll create a diagram. Blue and yellow. So we started out with 5 blue to 15 yellow. Okay. Well, these share a factor of 5, so let's just simplify this real quick. 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 15 divided by 5 is 3. This turns out to be your simplified ratio, which is sometimes called the unit rate. Okay, but it's the most simplified version and is very helpful to know. All right, and then it said add 20 milliliters of blue and 20 milliliters of yellow. Okay, so we had 20 and 20. Do these match this rate? Well, to get from here to here, I would divide by 20, right? Is 20 divided by 20 equal to 3? No, so this is not the same shade of green. Okay, then we did one where it said double the amount of blue and double the amount of yellow. Well, double this was 10 and double this was 30. Does that all equal the unit rate? Okay, so to get from 10 to 1, you divide by 10, and 30 divided by 10 is 3. Yes, I made the same shade of green. Okay. Next one says triple the amount of blue and triple the amount of yellow. Okay, 5 times 3 is 15. 15 times 3 is 45. Whew. Do you need me to write that for you? Because it's going to get messy. Times 3, right? And then we got to get to our unit rate. What do I divide this by to get to there? Oh, look at this. Times 3. The 3's here, the 15. We divide by 15, and 15 divided by 15 is in fact 1, right? So check, same shade of green. I rarely erase, so I hope you enjoyed that moment. The next one says, mix a single batch with a double batch. Oh, a single batch was 5 and 15. And then a double batch was, remember this one didn't work. I have to cross that off, was 10 and 30. And then see if that would work. Okay, 5 plus 10 is 15. And 15 plus 30 is 45. Oh yeah, that works because we already said 15 and 45 work. Cool. Double the amount of blue and triple the amount of yellow. Ooh, this sounds fun. Double this times 2 is 10. Triple this. 45. Does 10 to 45 work? Okay, well, let's get back to our unit rate. 10 divided by 10 is 1. 45 divided by 10 is 4.5. Oh, 4.5 does not match 3. Okay, so this one would not work. But listen to what I said earlier coming the other direction. Going this way, we said double, and this way, triple. Those were not the same relationships, therefore this will not be the same ratio. Right? So same relationships going this way, same relationship going this way. If you might have noticed, this going this way is timesing by 3. 5 times 3 is 15. 10 times 3 is 30. 15 times 3 is 45. 10 times 3, not 45. Okay? Looking for relationships. Good luck.